I'm Victoria and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be talking you through all the different techniques that we use to help to get our baby to sleep through the night. So just a disclaimer, I am in no way sponsored by any of the brands that I mentioned today, and let's face it, every baby's different, so what worked for our first baby may not necessarily work for our second or for your baby. Hope that won't be the case. So let's just get right into it. My number one tip for this video is to let your baby learn to self-soothe, and the sooner the better. It'll make your life easier and your baby will be confident enough to fall asleep on their own. So self-soothing is when you allow your baby to learn how to get itself to sleep and is not relying on you to assist it. I'm talking about not allowing the baby to associate feeding with sleeping, or having to get you to rock it to sleep, or even having to have white noise or stars on the ceiling or anything like that. So this is basically back to basics. So by self-soothing, I'm not just saying, okay, put it in the crib when the baby's screaming or obviously not tired and hopefully it'll go to sleep. I'm saying that when you can see the obvious signs that the baby's sleepy, so rubbing of eyes, ears, yawning, that's the moment when you think, okay, yes, baby's now got to go into the crib. My second tip for helping your baby to sleep through the night is getting a little teddy bear. So quite cliche, but it works for us, it does work. And what I used to do is actually just get the teddy bear, have him inside my top for a good few hours, sorry TMI, and then my smell would then transfer to the teddy, and so in the evening when it was bedtime, she would be happy to cuddle up to him thinking, oh yes, it smells of mummy, or you know, it smells of daddy or whatever. So yes, that's my second tip. While our baby was very young, we left her to nap pretty much anywhere, so whether it be light or dark room or a bit noisy with the TV on in the background, we just got her used to sleeping when it wasn't just perfectly pitch black and quiet. So I would probably recommend doing that, because now she can sleep even if we are having a party downstairs, she can still carry on sleeping. And so yeah, I imagine if we had the volume full blast and everyone shouting and everything, then yes, it may prevent her from sleeping, but we're not great ravers anyway. And so yes, I would definitely recommend helping your baby get used to just having noise and lights. A product which I'd recommend to you, which really gave us peace of mind knowing that our baby was neither too hot nor cold, is a little room thermometer. We have the Grow Egg 2, and I've mentioned it in a previous video, and it really does help us know how to dress her. So I know sometimes it's a bit difficult to judge whether the baby's too hot or too cold, even just by a few degrees Celsius, and so this really helped us. It changes colour, so when it's blue it's too cold, and when it's too hot it's bright red. There is also a little upset face and a little smiley face as well, so it's really simple to use, and I would definitely recommend it if you are anxious about getting the room temperature right for the baby and how to dress them at night. Another tip to help get your baby to sleep through the night or even nap time is just having a little dummy or a pacifier. And so we didn't use these for the first 2 to 3 weeks of her life, and she seemed quite settled, and then I think as she became more and more aware of the world around her, she was a little bit more fussy and wanting more of mummy or daddy, and so we just popped one of these in her mouth for nap time or for sleeping. And so yes, that really did help her. A product I'd recommend if you are struggling with getting your baby to sleep is a Sleepyhead Deluxe. Now, we got ours from John Lewis, and it was way before her birth, and I think I got it at 20% off because it is a bit of an investment if you're not prepared to spend that kind of money. I know there are other brands that do these kind of things. So it's just like a little mattress with a cushioned ridge, and it's very transportable. There's a clip at the bottom which opens up when they get a bit longer, and this was really good because it just kind of keeps the baby cushioned in on itself, so the baby's a bit more restrained, because sometimes when they move their arms they can actually wake themselves up, bless them. And so this is a way to help the baby stay asleep. When our baby grew out of the sleepyhead, I refrained from getting the next size up because I've heard many people say that it didn't actually work afterwards for their children, so I can't advise you to get the next one. But what we did end up getting were some mesh barrier pads for the cots, so that way they could protect our baby from losing anything. So sometimes if she lost her teddy or a dummy, it would not fall out of the crib, it would just hit against the mesh pads. And also if she were to roll, she could still breathe through them. There was no danger of suffocation. So yes, I would advise you to do that if your baby is moving about a lot, as ours was at one point. Okay, my final tip is to have a little nighttime routine. We're quite relaxed in the sense that we're not, okay, every 15 minutes she needs to do this, or it needs to be absolutely this time, otherwise, you know, we still try and have a life. I mean, it's very difficult at the moment, but we still try and go out as a family or as a couple. And so having a nighttime routine has really helped us. To give you a quick idea, I'm not saying you have to do it my way, but I'm just giving you a view on what we do in our family and what works for our family with our different jobs. So from 6 o'clock, she has her final meal. She's now 14 months old. She actually has her milk and water with her food. And then at 6:30, if it's bath night, then she has a bath for about 10-20 minutes. And then it's story time with me. So that's nice, special time with my daughter. And then at 7, we put her down, and that's that. I always read a couple of stories, and sometimes she'll just want to close the book on her own because she's like, no mummy, that's it, I want to go to sleep. And so obviously that's when I put her down. Sometimes she wants to go down at about 6:30, so we try and prolong it a little bit with the bath time. We just have a longer bath or longer story. And sometimes she isn't at all tired, so she does want to carry on a little bit longer after 7. But in general, she wants to go down at 7 at the latest. It's not all the time like that, so I am not shouting about it, but certainly already just 7 till 7 for us is very, very good. So it's amazing what we can accomplish with just so little sleep. Whatever method you do use, as long as it works for you and your family, that's fine. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses. There's no competition to get your baby to sleep through the night at a younger age. Sadly, there is no magic wand just to wish your babies to sleep. And trust me, it will get easier over time, it will get better. And as long as your children are happy and healthy, you are doing an amazing job as a parent. Right, that's it for this video. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I really hope that you find this video useful and that my tips will hopefully help you get your baby to sleep through the night. If your baby is around the age of 2, I would love to know what you guys are doing in terms of a nighttime routine, because I'm sure ours will be just transitioning into that more toddler routine. Good luck with everything, and if you're pregnant, congratulations. And if you like this kind of content, I would love you to subscribe and stick around. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!